Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Thoughts of a Maven. Let me adjust my camera here. I have no idea why it was pointing up to the ceiling. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, guys. It was a rough week for me last week. Your girl was down and out with Lyme disease. Like only me. I have no idea how. Well, I know how, right? Tick bite. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I was not feeling good. So I had to take the week off last week to just rest and take care of myself. I miss you guys. Hope you didn't miss me too much. Okay. Because I know I am very serious about showing up here every single Wednesday morning to give you all the strategies and insights around personal branding, brand positioning, LinkedIn thought leadership, and even a little bit of mindset stuff. Okay. So come on in. Let me know how your day is going, how your week is going. Happy Wednesday. We are streaming on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people seem surprised, right, about or at when I bring it up. And it is thought leadership. So many people I talk to don't see themselves as a thought leader. Okay, so today we're going to talk about why thought leadership isn't just for famous people, right? Everyone is a thought leader. You have an opinion, a point of view, a stance, and we're going to dig into a little bit about why this is so important and what it looks like for you in your particular industry and what the benefits of thought leadership are for your personal brand. Okay, so come on in. As always, if you have questions, comments, if any of this is hitting, if any of this is resonating with you, if I'm stepping on your toes, I want to know. Okay, so make sure to ask questions down below in the chat. And if you're catching this on the replay, use hashtag replay with your question or your comment. Now, speaking of thought leadership, enrollment is open for the Brand Brilliance Intensive, and that is my personal branding course. It's a self paced course where we go over all of the things pertaining to your personal brand. How to develop a clear vision for your career, for your business. How do you begin to really take a deep dive into your brand soulmate? Basically, that ideal client, if you're an entrepreneur, or ideal employer that is ready to pay you what you're worth. How to, share your brand story and begin to come out of hiding online, right? Which is really what thought leadership is about. So make sure you head on over to workwithdion.com to enroll in that. That is a self-paced program with forever access, right? So even if you're feeling like you're behind, right? This is your race, your pace. Okay. And for those who enroll this summer in the Brand Brilliance Intensive, I'm also going to offer you 3 months of complimentary group coaching. So if you get in before the end of August, you'll get bi-weekly coaching support live real time. Okay, so you can come onto the call, meet other people, get the questions that you have answered in real time by your girl. So make sure you head on over to workwithdion.com. If you're just joining us, good morning. Sorry you guys missed me or I missed you last week because I was out of commission. Not only did I have Lyme disease, guys, and I'm at the tail end of my antibiotics for that, but I had a sciatic flare up. My sciatica was not letting me be great. I just want to have a great summer. But anyway, I am here and I'm feeling better. So come on in. So let's clear something up. You don't need a book deal, a blue check, or a TED talk to be a thought leadership. To be a thought leader, excuse me. Thought leadership isn't about fame, but it is about perspective. Okay, so if you've lived through something, if you've led something, if you've transformed something, or even survived something, hello, you have some insights that are worth sharing. And specifically for any Black woman navigating leadership, entrepreneurship, and even legacy building, those tidbits, those gems are often hard earned. And that's exactly what someone out there needs to hear from you. Okay. So, thought leadership is simply this: it's showing up consistently to share your unique perspective in a way that builds trust, positions your expertise, and shapes conversation That's all it is. Okay. So we're going to touch on three key ways, right, that thought leadership can show up for you in your career or in your business. But guys, I want to hear from you down below if you have questions about thought leadership. Do you see yourself as a thought leader? Let me know. So, number one, in terms of what thought leadership can look like, it is about leading with a lived experience or lived experiences, right? Your brand story is a part of your strategy, right? It's not about making your story palatable or polished, right? It just needs to be real. And the other thing that I tell people is that your brand story doesn't necessarily have to be doom and gloom. You're just sharing your journey, your story. Maybe you've led change in your company despite resistance. Maybe you have built a six-figure business as a single mom, right? Maybe you've navigated imposter syndrome in boardrooms where you're the only one who looked like you. That experience, that right there is thought leadership material, right? So, yes, thought leadership is also closely tied to your story and your lived experience, okay? Are you guys picking this up? I hope you're taking notes. Please take notes. Guys, good morning. If you're joining us, we are talking about thought leadership and why it's not just reserved for famous people. Okay. Doesn't matter if you are, no matter where you are on the corporate ladder, in your business, in your career, you bring something unique to the table in terms of your experience or your perspective. Okay. And we're going to talk about that today. So, number one is leading with lived experience. Number two, thought leadership can show up as you just taking a stand. That's it. Thought leaders have a point of view. If you have an opinion or a point of view, you're a thought leader, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to be polarizing. Now, I love a good polarizing stance, right? Polarizing meaning I'm going to take such an extreme stance. And a lot of people use this as a strategy to stir up conversation on social media, right? But it simply means that you should be clear. What do you believe about your industry? Are there, outdated practices that need to change? What do people need to understand about your audience that they keep missing, right? And you're not going to say it with rants or being loud, right? We don't want to be obnoxious. Although some people don't mind showing up that way. It simply says, here are the receipts. Okay. So, for instance, if I want to talk about outdated practices in personal branding, I can talk about, simply going viral, right? Quality over quantity, right? Some people say get more followers, likes, subscribes, and there is some validity to that, but also feel like that's an outdated practice because what I'm zeroed in on from my perspective is the people who need to hear what I have to say versus filling up my audience with people who, quite frankly, are just tire kickers. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that this is what's worked for me and this is my stance and here's why. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Thoughts of a Maven. We are here every single Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, talking about all things personal branding, brand positioning, thought leadership, and of course, a little bit of mindset, right? And so today we're talking about why thought leadership isn't just for famous people. Okay, you don't have to have a blue check, you don't need to be on a TED stage to be a thought leader. All right, number three, you are sharing generously, right? Every time you post, you speak, or you write, you are aiming to do a few things, right? For me, I create content, right? Because you can't be a thought leader without being a content creator, right? You're creating content, whether it's video, long form post, or articles, right? But I create content to teach something, to inspire action, to challenge old thinking, or to affirm someone's lived experience. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that my content usually falls into one of those four areas: to teach something, right? To inspire you to do something, to challenge your thinking, or to affirm your experiences, right? And so please don't look at it as giving away too much, right? Now, there's a way to share content, and I teach this inside my programs, right? When I'm helping my clients come up with content and like how to frame their messaging in a way that people want to work with them. But there's a way to share content, right? It's the what and the why, but not the how. So, what the problem is, why the problem exists, but not necessarily how to fix it, right? So, I don't want you to get bogged down with like giving away too much. You're simply giving people a reason to trust you. And that is the beauty of thought leadership, okay? So, no, guys, you don't need a massive, platform to lead with thought. You don't. You simply need the courage to speak from your truth, both consistently and boldly. So I challenge you guys to answer this, okay? If there was a microphone in front of you and your ideal audience was listening, what's one thing you would want them to know? One thing. I want you to say that. Matter of fact, if you're watching this, type that down below in the chat. If there was a microphone in front of you and your ideal audience was listening, what's one thing you'd want them to know? I want you to drop that below, right? And so that is the thing, right, that you're going to say clearly, courageously, and often, right? You don't need permission to lead with your voice. You just need to start using it. I don't want you to feel like you don't have an opinion or that your opinion doesn't matter, because it absolutely does. Okay. And if you're ready to start this journey of thought leadership, I invite you to join the Brand Brilliance Intensive. This is the ultimate comprehensive self-paced personal branding course that is designed to help you tap into your unique thoughts, your unique perspectives, right? And really stand out in what can seem like a crowded marketplace. Okay. This is not your average course where I'm just throwing, modules at you. There are modules, but these are cutting edge branding strategies, hands on exercises, and my guidance that help you develop a compelling personal brand. Okay. And if you enroll in this program before the end of August, right? Well, first of all, let me rewind. Let me walk you through what's inside this course. I help you develop a clear vision for your profession, for your career, for your business. You'll walk away knowing exactly how to identify your ideal client or employer. You'll be able to talk about your secret sauce, your unique value proposition, and communicate it with a level of confidence and ease. You'll work on your brand story, right? When I talk about that journey, like how did you get here? I will help you build a brand story that connects with your audience at an emotional level. And then we do the fun online stuff, right? So, how do I build a strong online presence that showcases my expertise and credibility? Okay. How do I leverage some practical yet effective tools that can help me keep my brand on track? And of course, I'm going to help you tap into LinkedIn in this program. And best of all, it is self paced and you have forever access. Right. So it doesn't matter. I don't want to hear any excuses about busy schedules. This is a self paced course that you have forever access to. And again, if you enroll before the end of August, you'll get 3 months of group coaching, real time group coaching every other week with me and the rest of the crew, the Brand Brilliance Intensive crew. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you are a 9 to 5er, entrepreneur, freelancer. I don't want you to settle for average. Okay. There is no benefit. It doesn't benefit you or anyone else to sit on all that talent and to be the best kept secret. Okay, guys, but I hope that you found this to be helpful. And I want you to again reach out to me. Make sure you're going over to workwithdion.com. Send me a message. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care.